Even as we grieve, we give thanks for this most faithful life. I am deeply aware of this great inheritance and of the duties and heavy responsibilities.
What if the biggest secret inside Buckingham Palace right now isn't a scandal, a leaked document, or even a royal arrest? What if the real story is something far bigger, a silent transfer of power that the public was never supposed to notice? Because according to explosive palace whispers, King Charles III has allegedly made a stunning decision behind closed doors, one that could completely reshape the future of the monarchy. Insiders claim the king has quietly handed final authority to his son, Prince William. Not symbolically, not ceremonially, practically, strategically, immediately. And the reason? A scandal that reportedly erupted around none other than the Queen Consort herself, Queen Camilla. Yes, the same Camilla who fought for decades to secure her place in the royal family is now, according to some royal insiders, at the center of a palace controversy so uncomfortable that emergency meetings have allegedly been happening behind closed doors. Some sources claim William issued a quiet ultimatum. Others say the palace is scrambling to contain a story that could explode across the world. So what exactly happened? Why would a reigning king suddenly empower his heir like this? And has a royal power struggle just begun inside Buckingham Palace? Because if these reports are even half true, the monarchy may already be changing right in front of us. The whispers began quietly, the way royal crises often do. Not with an official announcement, not with a press conference, but with a series of tense meetings behind the towering gates of Buckingham Palace. And according to several palace watchers, the atmosphere inside those walls has become unusually electric. At the center of it all are three names that have suddenly become impossible to separate: King Charles III, Prince William, and Queen Camilla. For months, the public has been told that everything inside the royal household is running smoothly. A stable monarchy, a united family, a carefully managed institution continuing centuries of tradition. But insiders are now hinting that the reality behind palace doors may be very different. Because according to several royal commentators, a quiet shift in authority has already begun. And it didn't happen through ceremony or public declaration. It happened through necessity. The situation reportedly escalated after a wave of renewed controversy surrounding people connected to the royal family. Old scandals resurfaced. Online discussions intensified. And suddenly, the palace found itself facing the kind of reputation crisis it fears the most, one that spreads faster than it can control. That's when attention reportedly turned to the future king. For years, Prince William has been known inside royal circles as someone who thinks very differently from previous generations. While earlier monarchs relied heavily on tradition and long-standing advisors, William has reportedly been pushing for something far more modern. A streamlined monarchy, stricter accountability, and absolutely zero tolerance for controversies that could damage public trust. Some palace aides even joke that William approaches royal management the way a CEO approaches a corporation. And when controversy began building around the palace again, insiders say William didn't hesitate. One former royal staffer allegedly described the atmosphere like this: William believes the monarchy is surviving on reputation alone. If that reputation collapses, everything collapses. Strong words. But those words reveal something critical about the mindset of the future king. According to several reports circulating among royal observers, William has long believed that the monarchy must draw hard lines when it comes to scandal, even if those lines create tension within the family itself. And that belief may now be colliding directly with the approach of Queen Camilla. Camilla's rise within the royal family was never simple. For decades she remained one of the most controversial figures connected to the monarchy. Her relationship with Charles was heavily criticized during the years surrounding the marriage of Diana, Princess of Wales, and public opinion toward her took years to stabilize. Eventually, through careful public appearances and charitable work, Camilla managed to reshape her image. When Charles became king, she officially became Queen Consort, a title that symbolized the royal family's attempt to close a very complicated chapter of history. But palace insiders claim that old tensions never completely disappeared. And now, those tensions may be resurfacing at the worst possible moment. Because according to several reports circulating in royal media circles, disagreements have begun to appear over how the monarchy should handle controversial associations and public perception. William's strategy is reportedly simple: distance the institution from anything that could damage its credibility. No exceptions. No sentimental loyalties. No complicated friendships that might invite questions. Camilla, however, has long been known for valuing personal loyalty and long-standing relationships, even when those relationships exist in politically uncomfortable spaces. And that difference in philosophy may now be creating friction. Several royal commentators have pointed out that the palace recently appeared to shift its decision-making structure in subtle ways. Key public statements have been coordinated more closely with William's team. Strategic discussions about reputation management have reportedly been guided by advisors connected to the Prince of Wales. Even some public appearances have started reflecting this change. When the royal family needs to project stability, who appears at the front? More and more often, it's William. Observers say this is not accidental. One anonymous royal insider reportedly told a media outlet something that immediately caught the attention of royal watchers. The king still holds the crown, but William is increasingly holding the steering wheel. And if that statement is even partially accurate, it suggests that something far more significant than ordinary palace politics may be happening. Because monarchies rarely shift authority quietly. Yet according to the growing speculation around Buckingham Palace, that may be exactly what's happening right now. Behind the formal titles, behind the ceremonial duties, and behind the carefully crafted public image of unity, a subtle but powerful transition could already be underway. And if the rumors are correct, the tension between the next generation of royal leadership and the current queen consort may only be the beginning of a much larger royal storm. And then something happened that made royal insiders start whispering even louder. Because behind the polished smiles and carefully staged public appearances, a series of unusual meetings reportedly began taking place inside Buckingham Palace. According to several palace observers, advisors connected to Prince William started holding what one insider described as damage control briefings. These weren't routine royal discussions about charity work or ceremonial schedules. No, these meetings were allegedly focused on one thing only: protecting the monarchy from another reputation disaster. And at the center of the tension once again stood a name that has followed royal controversy for decades: Queen Camilla. Now, to be clear, no official palace statement has confirmed any wrongdoing. But that hasn't stopped speculation from spreading through media circles and social platforms like wildfire. Because according to a supposed palace source quoted by several commentators, the concern wasn't about a single event. It was about perception. And in the modern media age, perception can be more dangerous than reality itself. The insider allegedly claimed that some of Camilla's long-standing personal connections were becoming increasingly uncomfortable for the palace's new strategy, a strategy that William has reportedly been pushing for years. That strategy? A zero-risk monarchy. One where even the faintest association with controversy is considered unacceptable. But here's where things allegedly became explosive. According to a report circulating among royal commentators, William's advisors quietly warned that the monarchy's credibility could take another hit if certain social relationships connected to the royal circle continued appearing in public conversations. In other words, the palace could no longer afford even indirect controversy. And that's when insiders say a very tense conversation may have taken place between William and King Charles III. One anonymous royal watcher described it in dramatic terms. William didn't approach this like a family disagreement. He approached it like a national institution facing a reputational emergency. According to this version of events, William allegedly made it clear that the monarchy needed stronger leadership decisions immediately, decisions that would show the public the palace was serious about accountability. Now here's the twist that has royal commentators buzzing. Shortly after these discussions reportedly occurred, several observers noticed something unusual. Major strategic announcements, internal planning discussions, and public-facing responses to sensitive issues began appearing more closely aligned with William's team than with the traditional palace hierarchy. Some royal analysts believe this suggests that King Charles III may have quietly allowed his son to take a far more dominant role in decision-making. Not publicly, not ceremonially, but practically. One commentator even described it as a soft transfer of operational authority. And that's where the speculation surrounding Camilla intensified. Because if William truly is guiding the monarchy's crisis strategy, it could mean that personal relationships and loyalties, even those held by the Queen Consort herself, are now being evaluated through a very different lens. A colder lens. A more strategic lens. A lens focused entirely on survival of the institution. And insiders claim that approach has not been welcomed by everyone inside the palace. In fact, some whispers suggest that the tension between William's modern, corporate-style approach to monarchy and Camilla's more traditional, relationship-driven style has quietly created one of the most uncomfortable internal dynamics Buckingham Palace has seen in years. Because when the future king starts making reputation decisions that affect the current queen consort, that's not just palace management, that's a power shift. And if the rumors are true, the consequences of that shift may only be beginning to unfold. And just when royal observers thought the tension inside Buckingham Palace couldn't grow any more intense, another twist reportedly pushed the situation even closer to a full-blown royal showdown. Because according to several royal commentators, the real issue now isn't simply reputation management. It's control. Who actually holds the power to decide the monarchy's future? Officially, the answer is simple. King Charles III sits on the throne, and the monarchy operates under his authority. But insiders claim the reality inside palace corridors may be far more complicated. Over the past year, observers have noticed something unusual about how major royal decisions are being handled. Public strategy meetings, crisis responses, and long-term planning discussions increasingly appear to revolve around one central figure, Prince William. Some analysts say this reflects a quiet transition already taking place. After all, Charles became king later in life and has faced significant health challenges while continuing his royal duties. Managing a centuries-old institution during a time of non-stop media scrutiny is no small task. And that's where William's role has reportedly expanded dramatically. One royal analyst described the situation like this: Charles understands the monarchy must survive beyond his reign. If William is going to lead it one day, he needs to start shaping it now. And shaping it, insiders claim, is exactly what William has been doing. His vision for the monarchy is reportedly very different from previous generations. Rather than maintaining a large royal circle filled with extended relatives and loosely connected figures, William is believed to favor a smaller, tightly controlled institution focused on credibility and public trust. In other words, fewer people representing the crown, and far stricter rules about who stays close to royal power. That philosophy may explain why tensions involving Queen Camilla have become such a sensitive topic among palace observers. Camilla has spent decades navigating the complicated politics of royal life. Her relationships inside aristocratic circles stretch back many years, and loyalty has always been one of the values she is known for protecting. But the future king's strategy reportedly leaves little room for sentiment. One anonymous palace observer claimed that William's approach is simple: if a relationship creates even the possibility of scandal, it becomes a liability. That mindset may explain why some royal watchers believe a quiet ultimatum may have been delivered behind closed doors. According to these whispers, William allegedly made it clear that protecting the monarchy's reputation must come before personal friendships, traditions, or internal loyalties. Whether that conversation truly happened remains impossible to confirm. The palace, as always, has remained silent. But the speculation itself has been enough to ignite a storm of discussion among royal commentators. Some believe William is doing exactly what a future king should do, protecting the institution from the kinds of controversies that have damaged public trust in the past. Others argue that the monarchy risks appearing divided if internal disagreements continue to surface in public speculation. And then there's the biggest question of all. If William is already guiding the monarchy's most critical decisions, what does that mean for the balance of power inside the royal family today? Because one thing is becoming increasingly clear to royal watchers around the world. The British monarchy may still appear unchanged from the outside. The same ceremonies, the same traditions, the same royal titles. But behind those palace gates, something far more significant may already be unfolding. A new generation preparing to lead. A new strategy for survival. And a quiet shift in authority that could redefine the monarchy for decades to come. And if the rumors surrounding Buckingham Palace are even partly accurate, the next chapter of royal history may already be underway. And when you step back and look at everything that's unfolding, one question becomes impossible to ignore. Is the British monarchy quietly entering a new era of power right in front of our eyes? Because on the surface, everything still looks the same. The crown still belongs to King Charles III. The royal titles haven't changed. The ceremonies continue exactly as they always have. But behind the palace gates, insiders say the dynamics may be shifting faster than anyone expected. With Prince William taking on a stronger role in shaping royal decisions and the controversy swirling around Queen Camilla creating tension inside the royal circle, the monarchy may be facing one of its most delicate balancing acts in years. Is William simply preparing for the responsibilities of a future king? Or is the transition of power already quietly underway? And what about Camilla? After spending decades fighting to secure her place in the royal family, could this new generation's strategy slowly reduce her influence inside the palace? Some royal watchers believe this moment represents the monarchy trying to protect itself from future scandals. Others think it reveals deeper divisions between the old guard and the next generation of leadership. But here's the real question that people around the world are starting to ask. If another controversy erupts, who will truly be making the decisions? The king on the throne, or the heir preparing to inherit it? Because history has shown that when power begins to shift inside royal institutions, the consequences can reshape everything.
Now we want to hear from you.
Do you think Prince William is right to take a stronger role in protecting the monarchy's reputation? Should Queen Camilla step back from controversial associations to avoid more palace drama? And could this situation push the royal family toward a faster transition of power than anyone expected? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you want more deep dives into royal secrets, palace power struggles, and the stories the headlines only hint at, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next royal revelation. Because sometimes the biggest stories aren't the ones officially announced. They are the ones quietly unfolding behind palace walls.